I have spent 13,000 US dollars on Kaspa miners in the last year. That's right, over 5 figures on hardware for one of the most talked about crypto projects in 2025, Kaspa. But here's the question. Was it a brilliant investment or a massive mistake? By the end of this video, you'll know if I regret my decision or if these miners are printing money. Let's get into it. So why did I choose Kaspa? Well, of course, the number one reason, as always, was profitability. But the number two and the biggest sell for me was hosting. So as many of you know, IceRiver offer a hosting service at 8 cents electric rate, which is really good. And I just can't compete with that at home. And most people can't. It's just a rate that is really good and was planning to maintain profitability for a long time. So we can see here in the IceRiver hosting website, it's a very simple process. You buy it, they plug it in, they turn it on, it's set and forget. And you don't have to deal with all the noise. So that was pretty much the number one reason why I decided to go with these units following in particular. So first up, we have the KS5M. This was one of two of the first miners I bought at the time. And when I bought this right at the start of July, this was making about 50 bucks profit. Now, unfortunately, I paid way too much at the time for this miner. As we've learnt with one of the many lessons of crypto mining, the prices have dropped dramatically, but my reasoning was still as follows. It was making about 60 bucks a month. I paid about 7,500 for it. I thought, okay, 125 days, 4 months ROI sounds great. What if the hash rate increases? All right, let's just say it doubles. We times that by 250 day, not bad. What if it, 3x's? We times that again, just over a year or so for the ROI. So I thought, look, this is a long-term play. Pretty happy with that. So that was my reasoning at the time. The next miner I bought was the KS5L. Now this was significantly cheaper. This was about $4,500, but still a lot of money for what they're making right now and what they're selling for right now. So then again, right around July, you're looking at about 60 bucks a day. So a really good ROI, even if we had a 2 or 3x worth of hash rate. So I was pretty happy with these at the time, and I've since purchased myself another KS5M for around $1,700. Now, you could say you're crazy. My thought process here was I've already dumped a ton of money into it. By getting one cheaper, I thought in a roundabout way, I'm sort of, reducing my overall average spend on these miners, which, is kind of hyperbole, is not really a real thing, I guess, unless of course Kaspa does what we want it to do. But in my mind, this was making me sleep a little better at night. And of course I had more hash rate on Kaspa. So that was exactly why I grabbed another one. The KS5M originally and the KS5L, the ROIs looked great. So I thought at the time, it's a lot of money, but you got to be in it to win it. Another reason why I thought these KS5Ms and KS5Ls would be a great investment was efficiency. So as many of you know, if you're into mining, efficiency is what's going to keep you profitable for the longest period of time. So we can see right here, the KS5M is the third most efficient Kaspa miner still on the market, slightly better than the KS5L. You're comparing 12 terahash to 15 terahash. So I thought that was a really good option. Of course, there was the KS5 and the KS5 Pro by Bitmain, but the issue at the time was the cost. So we said we paid about 7,500 and 4,500 respectively for the KS5M and KS5L. And you look at exactly the pricing for the Bitmain units at the time, anywhere from $17,000 to $21,000. So it would have been double my investment for, half the hash rate basically, or a little over half the hash rate. So I thought, let's go the Kaspa ASICs. We can host them with IceRiver. This will be a really good start. And it really got me into ASIC mining. So at that time, I thought we're going straight into it. We've spent the money, and then what happened next? Well, of course, the hash rate exploded. Now, We did anticipate some hash rate rise, of course. When I ordered these, we were at about, I think about 350 or so petahash, maybe a little bit less, about 320. And not only do we get a 2x, a 3x, and a 4x, we went all the way up to about a 4.5x at 1.47 equihash. So 4.5x wasn't necessarily something I was anticipating this quick, but with a reasonable price point, this would still be profitable. But of course, as of February 2025, profitability is way down, as of course the price on Kaspa, like everything else, is in the dumps right now. So at the time of purchasing, the Kaspa price was at about 20 cents or so, just below. So right now we are sitting at just under 10 cents, 0.975 cents USD. So about half the value of where we were at 20 cents. So things have been a little tough lately. And this will be reflected in exactly how much the Kaspa amount I have earned at the moment is worth. So let's figure out exactly how much Kaspa we've mined and see where we're at today. So we are currently sitting at 57,237 Kaspa, which is worth about 5,447 USD. Now, I have sold about 20,000 Kaspa over the course of the 8 months to cover a majority of the electric bill. So this is pretty true as far as a representation of where we are on track for our ROI. So currently, we know we spent about $13,500. We divide that by what we've got currently, $5,447.69. We need about another 2.5 times this amount before we can break even. So we got a little way to go, unfortunately, but that's okay. We're only 8 months deep at the moment. I have a lot of faith that Kaspa will get back up to its all-time highs and then some. So at the moment, we're about, I think, 54% down from all-time highs. So let's do another hypothetical. Let's say this $5,447 gets back up that 50%. That puts us at $8,170. Let's take that 13,500, subtract that 8,100. So if we hit back at all-time highs right now, we would be still about $5,329 in the hole. And of course, that's not including the electricity that would still be needing to pay day after day after day, which, as you remember, is about 8 cents electric rate, which works out to $6.50 or so a day per each miner. So we're not quite there yet. Look, we're 8 months deep, still plenty of time to grow, but all-time highs, we're still down at the moment, $5,329. So was buying these Kaspa miners the right decision to make? So if we compare buying versus mining, on the buying side, if I bought at around the same time, I'd be sitting at about $20,000 at all-time highs from simply buying versus mining. Whereas with mining back at the all-time high, I'd be sitting at around $8,750 or so. Now, if you take into account the value of the hardware on the second-hand market, I'd still be up by about double at all-time highs if Kaspa hits it again, just simply buying the coin. So, do I regret it? Not at all. I've loved the process of getting into mining with big ASICs, hosting, creating content on it all. Now, sure, it'd be nice to be in a slightly better position with Kaspa mining right now financially, but this is a long-term gain for me. As long as this hardware stays online, doesn't die on me, I do believe in the future Kaspa price is going to go a lot higher than the current all-time highs, and hopefully in turn mean that I will have made a good decision. So let me know down in the comments, guys, what do you think, buying versus mining? Am I crazy? Did I make the wrong decision? Let me know down in the comments. Give it to me, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.